Hey everyone, welcome to our full video review for the Sega NP9175. Starting things off with the specs, the CPU inside is the Intel Coffee Lake i7-8700K. The GPU is the NVIDIA GTX 1080, and there's 16 gigabytes of GDDR4 RAM. For storage, it comes with a 250 gigabyte M.2 SSD, as well as a 1 terabyte hard disk drive. For connectivity, we have Killer Double Shot Pro integrated gigabit LAN and dual band wireless AC, and Bluetooth 4.0 in the M.2 slot. Powering the device is an 82 watt-hour 8-cell lithium polymer battery pack and a 330 watt power supply. There is a 2 megapixel Full HD webcam above the 17.3 inch Full HD IPS screen with GC. On the left side of the device, there is one Thunderbolt 3/USB 3.1 Type-C combo port, one USB 3.1 port, one USB 3 port, one powered USB 3 port, one gigabit LAN port, and a 6-in-1 card reader. On the right side, we have one microphone jack, one line in and one line out jack, a 2-in-1 audio jack for headphones and optical output, and two USB 3.0 ports. On the back side, we have one power port, one HDMI 1.4 output port with HDCP, and two mini display ports. The 17.3 inch Full HD IPS screen has G-Sync and it looks very bright and vivid. I was actually pretty surprised at how bright and clear the screen was when I first looked at it. It made for a very nice and smooth gaming experience. But we will have more on frame rates in a second. The keyboard is nice to type on, and the low profile keys are very smooth and solid. The keyboard is backlit and has full zone RGB control under FlexiKey in the Sega Control Center, along with preset patterns. The trackpad works really well no matter what speed you're going, and it is active across the entire surface, and does have a fingerprint reader in the upper left hand corner. Unfortunately, the placement does mean that it is in the trackpad and can be inconvenient at times, but it is definitely a nice feature to have. The NP9175 is constructed completely of plastic except for the one accent piece between the speakers and the internal frame of the laptop. It has a very minimalistic look with some simple styling on the A panel, and it feels really solid in the hand. It weighs 8 pounds by itself, which isn't bad considering it has a desktop processor and a GTX 1080 in it. Add the charger and you're looking at carrying around 10 pounds. One thing I really like about this laptop is Sega designed the back panel to allow easy access to storage and memory upgrades. Having quick access to that upgrade slot really shows that this is a professional level laptop. Another great feature with this laptop is the removable battery. You can swap them out really quickly and keep gaming or working even if you aren't around a plug. This is a great feature considering the combined weight of the laptop and the power supply. Finally, the speakers are pretty good. Not quite good enough for mixing music or video work, but it is great to have good built-in speakers for listening to music, Skype calls, and watching YouTube videos. Included in the box is the 330 watt power supply, user manual and drivers, software, and hardware for mounting upgrades. When looking at temperatures under a pretty heavy load, you can see that it gets pretty warm around the CPU and GPU, but the rest of the laptop stays pretty cool, especially around the trackpad and keyboard area. For noise level, standing back away from the laptop, we got around 48 decibels, and up closer to the laptop, like you were sitting right in front of it, it's around 57 decibels. Moving on to our benchmarks, we started things out with Firestrike, which scored 17,759, which makes it better than 93% of machines tested. Our next test was Cinebench. We tested first OpenGL, which scored 144 FPS, and then the CV score, testing the CPU, got a 1,299. We tested the read and write speed of the SSD with Crystal Disk and got read speeds of 1,488 and write speeds of 1,512. Moving on to our real-world game test, we did all of our tests at 1920 by 1080 because that is the native resolution of the NP9175. Our first test was PUBG. We tested on medium, high, and ultra with FPS readings of 144, 142, and 138. Temperature of the GPU was 86 degrees and the temperature of the CPU was 62 degrees. Our next game was Tomb Raider at medium, high, and very high. with FPS scores of 153, 145, and 128. The GPU temperature was 90 degrees and CPU temperature was 60 degrees. The next game was Dirt Rally. We tested it on medium, high, and ultra with FPS readings at 188, 144, and 129. The GPU temperature was at 77 and the CPU temperature was at 72. And our final game was Hitman on medium, high, and ultra with FPS readings of 90, 87, and 82. The GPU temperature was 81 and the CPU temperature was 68. If you are looking to put a personal touch on your machine, be sure to check out our extensive customization options before checkout, including upgrades available to CPU, GPU, RAM, storage, cooling, overclocking, custom paint, hydro and graphic wraps, laser etching, and much more. If you'd like to take a closer look at any of the specific BIOS menus, make sure that you pause the video on the one you would like to view closer. If not, be sure to check out the product link in the description or leave any comments down below if you have any questions for us here at Exotic PC. I've been John, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for future product overviews and reviews.